It is 6:48 on your Tuesday morning. It is time now for the morning rush. One man is behind bars this morning after a street racing crash left two people dead over the weekend. APD says Andy Doreste Samuel was racing a green Mini Cooper in a BMW when the two cars crashed into a Toyota Camry. The driver of the Mini Cooper and the driver of the Camry died. Three teens were taken to the hospital. Doreste Samuel is now facing multiple charges, including vehicular homicide.
A Hobbs teenager is behind bars this morning, suspected of shooting and killing a man over the weekend. Now, police say that they found a 35-year-old man with several gunshot wounds. This was at the Executive Inn Motel on Marlin Boulevard on Saturday night. He was taken to the hospital but later died from his injuries. The investigation led to a local 17-year-old who was arrested the next day. That teen is now facing a first-degree murder charge.
Three suspects accused of murder in a case of mistaken identity will be back in court today. Nathan Garley, Jose Romero, and Daniel Gomez are charged with the murder of 11-year-old Froylin Villegas. Police say the three men were targeting a rival gang when one of the suspects fired 17 rounds into the wrong vehicle, killing the boy. Erica.
And here's a look at our school day forecast. We're back today with temperatures in the mid-50s this morning, so grab your warm layers. 78, a nice warm but partly cloudy afternoon.
A Blake's employee who admitted to assaulting a homeless man will be sentenced today. According to a criminal complaint, Daryl Drake got into an argument with a homeless man at the Blake's near Lomas, Louisiana, back in May. Well, the man threw a cup at Drake, and that's when officials say Drake stabbed him. Drake pleaded guilty to aggravated battery and is now facing up to 2 years in prison.
Two balloon pilots are recovering after crashing in Texas. A balloon that was participating in the Gordon Bennett gas balloon race that launched from Albuquerque on Saturday crashed southeast of Dallas, Texas, injuring the two people on board. Balloon Fiesta officials say the balloon struck a power line just before 6:30 yesterday evening. Both pilots, who are part of a team from Poland, were taken to the hospital.
Albuquerque police are taking steps to ensure the safety of synagogues, Islamic centers, and other religious sites. That's in the wake of violence between Israel and Hamas. APD announced over the weekend that they would be increasing the patrols around the places of worship here in the city. The police department has not said if there's any specific threat, just that they are stepping up the patrols in response to the Middle East situation. Erica.
And here's a check on our threat index. We could see some Virga today, meaning erratic wind gusts this afternoon and some spot showers in southeast New Mexico.
The Santa Fe Plaza held its first ever powwow in observance of Indigenous Peoples Day. Yesterday's powwow gave community members a chance to learn about Indigenous culture from a handful of local tribes. Volunteers say Santa Fe is a perfect place to hold such a celebration. Organizers are hoping to hold the powwow at the Plaza again next year.
Well, Balloon Fiesta is a special time of year for many people around the world. That's including one Albuquerque balloon pilot who's been taking to the sky since before he could even drive. 25-year-old Cameron Wall has been flying since he was 13. Normally, Wall does commercial flights in Seattle, Washington, saying that he loves to share the beauty of the experience with everyone he can.
A candidate for president is switching parties. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced yesterday that he will run for president as an independent candidate instead of a Democrat. RFK Jr.'s switch theoretically puts him closer to voters who are unhappy with both political parties and want an alternative to the expected Biden-Trump options come next year. Erica.
And here's a look at traffic. The roads are looking clear, no accidents or slowdowns to report. And here's a check on Tracker near Balloon Fiesta Parkway. It looks like everything is still moving pretty slow in this area.
Half Moon Bay, California is holding the 50th annual Safeway Pumpkin Way Off. That's with a potential reward of $30,000 to anyone who breaks the previous world record. Participants have the chance to attempt breaking the current world record, which is set at 2,703 pounds.
Time now for the 5 facts.
And number 5, here is a quick look at some of today's scheduled events at Balloon Fiesta Park. It is Coca-Cola Day with Dawn Patrol already underway as of 6 a.m. Then now, weather permitting and a green flag, the balloons are set to take off at 7. The participants for the fly-in competition are scheduled to have their event at 8, and that's also including a chainsaw carving exhibition scheduled from 8 until noon on the north side of Balloon Fiesta Park.
And number 4, 3 suspects accused of a murder in case of a mistaken identity will be back in court today. Nathan Garley, Jose Romero, and Daniel Gomez are charged with the murder of 11-year-old Froylin Villegas outside of Isotopes Park last month. All 3 men are scheduled to be arraigned this morning.
And number 3, we'll be seeing more clouds across the state by this afternoon. A chance for some Virga and light showers around the mountains, and a chance for rain to actually make it fully to the ground with some storms in southeast New Mexico.
And number 2, an Albuquerque neighborhood is speaking out after another store is closing its doors for good next month. The Walgreens at the corner of Central and San Mateo is set to close on November 7th, leaving shoppers in the area with even fewer options. This comes after the Walmart nearby closed its doors in March. While Walgreens said they shut down for a variety of reasons, like the number of stores already operating, others who shop there believe crime in the area is a big factor in the decision.
And at number 1, one man is dead, or rather behind bars this morning. This comes after a street racing crash left 2 people dead and 3 others injured over the weekend. APD says that a BMW and a green Mini Cooper were racing on Louisiana Boulevard that was near Delwood on Sunday night when a Toyota Camry turned onto Louisiana and the 2 racing cars crashing into it. The driver of the Mini Cooper and the driver of the Camry died on scene. It was with 3 teens in total taken to the hospital. Now, police say that the driver of the BMW, Andy Doreste Saumel, crashed into a wall with his 6-year-old in the car. Doreste Saumel is now facing multiple charges, including vehicular homicide.